On October 3rd, this thing called 3I/Atlas is set to zip by just 29 million kilometers away, and NASA spotted some enigmatic visitor hurtling straight at Earth. They marked a rapid traveler ripping through the inner solar system, and suddenly the heavens flashed green. Not the gentle mini shade of typical comets, but a vivid electric aura so intense it sparked online frenzy and pushed observatories into overdrive. Dubbed 3I/Atlas, it's merely the third verified interstellar interloper we've ever observed. In mere weeks, it'll glide beyond Mars and dive sunward. While the mightiest orbital scopes have to avert their gaze, time is ticking down. The real oddity isn't just the velocity, it's that hue, a shade that defies logic at such brilliance. Given our grasp of chemistry, nothing should shine this fiercely, this far out. If the cosmos had a neon marker, this would be the glow. The evening the atmosphere shifted to emerald began subtly. September 7th, 2025, found Earth dipping under a full lunar eclipse, the moon staining crimson, while hobbyist stargazers scanned for hidden gems. Someone shared a snapshot, a dim, frosty azure smudge. A few hours on, a photo emerged from another landmass, identical target, now encased in a striking lime envelope. Soon, shots poured in, dated and verified, spanning Austria, Namibia, and North America. A couple millimeters of outer coating might produce the luminescence we're witnessing. No digital artifact, no shadow play from the eclipse. Once the moon escaped Earth's umbra, the comet's tint persisted. Online communities erupted in speculation. Experts hovered in the shadows, jotted details, and scheduled spectral analyses. Folks kept hitting refresh, double-checked their setups, then tripled them. The verdant persisted stubbornly. Whatever it was, transformation struck swift. Yet the trajectory it followed turned out even more bizarre than the radiance. Rewind to July 1st, 2025. The Atlas scanner in Chile picks up an anomaly gliding excessively quick and linear amid a dense stellar backdrop. Initial calculations fail to align. The equations won't circle back. It's hyperbolic, unbound to our sun. As observations sharpen, velocity clocks in at roughly 61 kilometers per second against the sun, around 136,000 miles per hour. Far too brisk for anything hailing from the Oort cloud. We couldn't even fire off a probe to catch or cross it, since it'll hit 98 kilometers per second at closest solar approach. A subtle haze and nascent tail confirm the verdict. No plain asteroid here. It's a comet, and definitely not from around these parts. The Minor Planet Center assigns the label 3I/, and chat groups buzz like after Oumuamua's roll and Borisov's frosty grace. A third cosmic outsider has arrived, and it's growing more luminous. The path's eccentricity exceeds 1, a clear mark of a transient that won't stick around. But luminosity alone doesn't account for the shade, and initial spectral readings would upend all prior expectations. Green comets follow a routine playbook. Solar rays strike dicarbon in the envelope, igniting C2 swan bands, and the whole thing shimmers verdant, particularly close to the core. The ongoing dust shimmer encircling it, well, that could stem from. Except here, the anticipated signals vanished. Groups from Chile to Hawaii, wielding top-tier instruments, faced identical riddles. Zero C2 traces. Still, the green blazed clear in visuals, from casual snaps to prograde. At the same time, infrared scans revealed carbon dioxide surging past water vapor. About 8 units CO2 per 1 H2O, utterly reversed from typical local comets. Cyanogen emerges. Carbonyl sulfide pops in faintly. CO and H2O hover minimally, yet none of the expected culprits deliver that vibrant green kick. Picture a bonfire somehow fueled by solid CO2. Scientists dismissed air interference, eclipse illusions, and processing flaws. If the pigmentation holds, and it does, the origin might involve an unseen illuminator in cometary glow or a reaction thriving only on stuff born in frigid realms past another system's frost boundary. And the molecular surprises kept coming. Metal signatures typically duo up. Iron and nickel sync in rises and dips, tied in shared particles and vaporized by identical warmth. Not so now. Over numerous scans, the readings flared with nickel. Over 20 sharp peaks, some searing in UV, while iron skimmed silent or faint. Such disparity breaks every intersystem norm. A notion gained traction amid the debate. Unstable organometallic nickel chains linked to carbon, allowing vapor at cooler temps and stranding iron in sturdier, heat-proof forms. It's debated, sure, but evidence pulled the experts together. Should 3I/Atlas have formed in profound chill, remote from its home star's heat, it might have locked nickel into delicate bonds that ices preserve readily, with iron bolted firm. The makeup hints at an origin profoundly remote and venerable, perhaps predating our sun by billions of years. Imagine particles crafted in a cosmic deep freeze, then stored away for ages. However, this spot only glimpses the action in broad daylight. And right when the enigma grew thicker, the grandest scopes we own were instructed to avert their gaze. The Hubble and James Webb Space Telescope are engineered to shield their optics at all costs. Aim too near the sun, and you invite irreversible harm. As 3 Atlas neared a perihelion in late October, these twin giants reached their absolute boundaries. Solar separation restrictions, no-go areas, rigid barriers. Whatever the label, the verdict stood firm. Impossible. Discussions erupted within scheduling panels, weighing whether to stretch protocols for a rare, epical prize or safeguard gear vital to countless researchers. Ultimately, prudence prevailed. The premier instruments blacked out on the comet during that pivotal phase. Yet the cosmos often provides an alternate viewpoint. Mars, orbiting just shy of the comet's route, boasted probes with unobstructed views. Crews for Embro and Maven hustled to redirect gear, carve out impromptu observation windows, and sync data transmissions. Schedules adjusted, sensors reset to baseline, and alignment strategies reversed in a flash. For several days come early October, the Red Planet served as our cosmic forward base, snapping up rays that Earth-based eyes were barred from witnessing. Amid the reshuffling timetables and sensor tweaks, a sobering fact emerged. The comet had evaded us earlier. Long before its identity surfaced, 3 Atlas had snuck into our shots uninvited. Back in late 2023, NASA's TESS scanned a swath of the heavens, snapping countless images in pursuit of distant worlds. Tucked within that flood lurked a dim, wandering speck. Our automated filters, optimized for stellar dips rather than wandering icebergs, overlooked the intruder. Manual review of the sequence might have spotted the subtle shift, but it went unchecked. By mid-2024, the Vera Rubin Observatory, operating in test phase, snagged it too amid trial sequences. The records lingered unlabeled, swamped by sheer quantity. It wasn't until post-discovery that experts revisited those vaults, charting the object's trail across prior months. The oversight smarted, yet it sparked equal parts admiration for the watchful networks enabling routine finds, wistful recall of eras when chance sightings rewrote histories, and a stark reminder: random fortune's time has passed. The reign of instant, AI-driven watchfulness is upon us. Meanwhile, the object's traits weren't merely odd. They established a fresh standard poised to reshape astronomy texts. Polarimetry, how light scatters and polarizes off particles, threw in yet another curve. Readings plunged into negative polarization levels unprecedented for such a sun-near dwarf, mirroring traits of far-flung trans-Neptunian relics more than familiar icy wanderers. In plain terms, 3 Atlas's particles are arranged and scaled to mimic pristine edges of solar setups, not the battered haze of habitual sun-dippers. Probably tiny submicron bits, densely clustered, yielding a polarization profile that hollers outer belt origins. Hubble's final sharp snaps prior to the shutdown constraint, perhaps spanning mere kilometers wide. Compact and solid, shrouded in a CO2-rich envelope that concealed as much as it exposed. Factor in the iron-skewed nickel anomaly, plus the faint water traces, and you've got a recipe for world formation our solar neighborhood skimmed over. Chilly reactions, carbon-dominant playbook, reactive alloys, grains forged in foreign realms. If this marks the signature of a single star-hopping speck, what secrets remain out of reach because our pursuit lags? The field is now plotting an upgraded pursuit strategy. Rubin aims to sweep the full celestial dome every few nights with unmatched clarity and pace, its algorithms tuned to spotlight hyperbolic paths and odd hues almost instantly. Detection feeds will buzz at the sight of a swift, verdant streaker bursting from the void. But broad scans form just part of the strategy. Designers and strategists are outlining quick-strike chasers, compact, adaptable craft stored in readiness, deployable at a moment's notice. Ideas range from sunsail racers that maneuver nimbly, to plug-and-play payload kits tailored for varied objectives, to fleets of mini-bots that disperse to encircle and probe a quarry's makeup in full dimension. Envision pint-sized mass analyzers, particle dissectors, ultraviolet lenses, and broad-view imagers as co-pilots. The aim cuts straightforward and fierce. Cease letting these transients escape into oblivion. When a body like 3 Atlas acts as a messenger from afar, you don't merely observe from a distance, you intercept on the fly. So what does this mean now? With the verdant arrival dashing in on October 3rd, 2025, 3I Atlas grazes nearest to Mars, where local satellites will snag glimpses denied to our heavyweights. Shortly after, by October 29th, it swings sunward and dissolves into shadow once more. Unraveling the root of that jade sheen might elude us forever. Perhaps some exotic molecule that flares only under extreme ultraviolet assault. Or maybe nickel bonds sparking reactions. These are substances we've glimpsed only in controlled experiments. Perhaps it's a molecule that no one's simulated yet, since no comet from our own system ever compelled the effort. But here's the undeniable truth. Interstellar travelers bear the signatures of distant realms we'll never witness, shaped by stars we'll never reach, bearing compositions that owe nothing to our cosmic neighborhood. A single flyby, then vanished forever, and that's the element that lingers. The universe has delivered 3 dispatches to our doorstep so far. The initial one arrived as an erratic fragment that defied all expectations. The follow-up showed up like a traditional comet, but laced with an otherworldly flair. The latest one shines in a hue we can't account for using the compounds we believed we knew. Miss the moment, and it's lost. Stay vigilant, and we can decipher it. While 3I/Atlas sails beyond Mars and arcs sunward, consider this. When the next courier arrives, will we greet it prepared, or stumble upon it afterward as a dim trace in archived logs, regretting the mysteries that drifted past unnoticed? Music.